welcome back to my craft room. I just about cleaned up all my junk journaling supplies from the latest junk journal that I made, which is now available in the shop. I'm so happy that it's finished. Took quite a couple of months to make it, but it was definitely worth it. I had so much fun putting it together. I love the color scheme. I love the larger size of it, and it's just a really nice, it's nice and thick too. So it's kind of something a little bit different that I was trying. So that's available in the shop right now. And I'm just kind of cleaning up, and I thought I'd do kind of a bonus in the craft room and just talk a little bit about my plans for the summer as far as crafting is concerned, and this kind of new organizational thing that I've been doing for the past few months that I hadn't talked about, but then I thought you might be interested in trying it. So let me just show you really quick. I did a visit to an antique mall, and I found some really great hidden gems, as I like to call it. They're fun things that they're kind of in an aisle and they're hidden under stuff, and I just can keep my eye out for them, and I found some really good things. So I found these coasters, which I love because they're square, and then I like the blue and the green. I think that's a great color combination too. And then I found this swatch of fabric. It kind of reminded me of the journal I just made. I'm really liking the oranges and the yellows. This doesn't have any red in it, but it has a darker orange and a lighter one with the yellow background. I just thought this would be really pretty for a journal spine. And it's kind of got a thicker, it's not burlap, but it's kind of a canvas material. So that would be really sturdy for a junk journal spine, I think. And then I picked up some of these, it's called anchor belting. I think it's for behind belts or something. I don't sew, or I only sew in crafting, so I wouldn't know how to put this on, but I got it first for the card that it comes on, and then also I thought I could use this binding. The color is really nice. It's kind of like a neutral with the beige and the gray. It'd be really nice for journals too. And I like that the price tag is still on it from Woolworths, 19 cents. So I don't even know what you can get for 19 cents anymore, but I got 2 of those. And then I found these popcorn bags, which I couldn't pass up. They were a little more expensive than I wanted to pay, but you get like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I thought there was like this one. I guess there's just 4 with them. But I love the graphics on it, and I love these kind of glassine bags. I've been kind of keeping an eye out for these when I go thrifting. So if I had found some Halloween ones this year, and then I also found some birthday ones that I'm going to be doing something with for my Etsy shop too. So stay tuned for that. And then I found some more greeting cards, which I always like to pick these up. These are mostly Get Well, but I like them because of the flowers. I just think that the Get Well cards have such pretty flowers on them. And then this is a Thinking of You. That was really pretty. Oh, and the wedding. I love the wedding ones too. These are so pretty. There's so much detail. Loving Thoughts for a Friend. That's really pretty too. Oh, I must have picked up 2 I don't know. I didn't realize I got 2 of these, but those are nice. They had some envelopes too. Oh, and I got one more here. Oh, this is so pretty too with the pink butterfly. Hope you'll soon feel well. And then let's see. That's an empty bag. And then I got this. This was totally hidden under a whole pile of Christmas tablecloths. And one tip, if you're shopping, this time of year, so end of April, you keep your eye out for Christmas things that might be on sale, because these ended up being half off, and I got a really good deal on these. And they're all different too. So it's a box of holiday cards, and it's just the great, really great graphics. And I just love the fonts inside. Just so much fun. So these would be really fun. There's like I think a couple of each style here. So, and there's quite a few different ones in here, so I won't go through them all. But, so I'm really excited about these. And I couldn't believe, I love when I find stuff just kind of hidden. So I grabbed those. And then it was one more thing I found. They had there was some stationery packs. This one is from Hallmark. I don't know how vintage this is, But the thing that I'm always looking for is just something different as far as paper is concerned. So like an interesting shape. I like that this has this border on it. So this would just be really pretty for a signature for a journal. And it's kind of a cream color. And it's got these really pretty scalloped envelopes too with a little embossed design. So I haven't opened them yet, but I thought these would be really pretty too. So I grabbed those, and that was everything with that. So plans for the summer. I'm basically May, June, and July is pretty busy. You know, when you have kids and, you know, everybody's home from school, you gotta kind of, I'm pretty much a cab driver. I'm just driving all over the place. So, but I do always need to have some time to do crafting, especially on like a rainy day in the summer. I don't know about you, but I love a good rainy day where I can just have a good excuse to be down and just doing some small projects or something like that. So for the summertime, and actually starting, this coming month in May, I'm just going to be doing small projects. I just want to be doing like little charms and just little things for the Etsy shop, and also making cards, because I think card making is a quick way to kind of do something creative. It doesn't take a long time. You get a plan in place, and it doesn't take that long to make a card. So that's what I kind of want to be working on. And I just sold some bottle cap charms in my shop, and they sold pretty quickly. So I want to kind of make some more of those. Those were a lot of fun to make. So I want to kind of work on kind of more beading and charms and things like that, because those are some things too I'd like to have for my craft show coming up later on in the fall, which again, I'll start getting ready for probably in July. So I'm thinking now these couple of months are just gonna be just low key and kind of doing a little bit of everything. So a little card making, probably not much in the way of junk journaling. I will still do visits to thrift stores and things like that, because that's always so much fun and you never know what you're going to find. So I'm definitely going to be doing that. But I wanted to talk a little bit about what I use to kind of organize my time. I've talked in the past about using a happy planner, which I still do for certain things, but I have kind of a new app I've been trying for the past, probably 2 or 3 months. And you probably heard of it. It's Trello. And I heard about it from Jennifer, who hosts the Simple Scrapper podcast for Scrapbook Your Way. The podcast is called Scrapbook Your Way for Simple Scrapper. So Simple Scrapper is a whole website, and you can they work mainly with scrapbooking and kind of telling your story and things like that. And I can put a link down below if you're interested. But I love listening to their podcast. It's on every Monday. And she had talked about using Trello, and I had never kind of thought about using something like that, because I'm not a digital organizer. For my regular like home organizing, I just use pen and paper, and that's what I had been doing in the craft room for a while. So I'm going to kind of show you the shortcut version of Trello. You can find a lot of information if you just kind of go on YouTube and look for different tutorials on it. They can show you lots of different things. The main thing that was helpful to me was just to go in and start practicing with it. Just kind of look around. I got the basics, and then I just kind of fiddled around with it and figured out how things worked. And that's usually the best way to do it. And then you can also, they have like a little help section too. You can look up how to do something, and it's very quick and easy to find out how to do it. But again, you just download the app, and then it's almost set up. It reminds me of Pinterest in a way, because you set up your what's called a workspace. And that in my case would be, Blue Scallop Creations. That's my, YouTube channel and my, all my crafting things. Some people use it for, companies use it. So, it'd be like your company, or if you want to use it for your household, you set it up as your household or whatever. So that's your workspace. And then within your workspace, you have boards, and each board is maybe a kind of a category of what you want to do. So in my case, I set up boards, and in the free version, I think you get 8 boards. So I have 7 of them filled. I've tried to kind of streamline it a little bit, because you can go nuts with all the all the different ways you can categorize stuff. And with the way I like to organize my craft room, I was finding myself like super micro organizing my Trello board. And I kind of, it almost gets you mixed up when you're trying to, it almost makes you disorganized if you organize too much within the Trello board. So I've been trying to kind of streamline it a little bit. So I've got the 7 boards set up. I've got my newsletter. So that's, anything that I want to put in my upcoming newsletter, my YouTube things, whatever videos I want to make this week. So that's my kind of schedule for the week, what I want to try to work on in the craft room. Within that, I'll show you too, I have kind of a monthly plan, and that used to be separate, but I put it within that board because it kind of, I could see everything all at one time. My Etsy shop, so things I'm working on in my Etsy shop, the craft show that I have coming up later in the year, junk journal planning, and then card designs. That was a new one I just put in there. So I'll put, if I get some ideas and I just want to put it in under card designs, I'll just pop it in there. So let me kind of show you within the board what you can do. So let me show you, this is a good one to show you this week. So it brings you into the main screen of your board, and I've organized it by days of the week. So each of these little rectangles up here are called lists. So you make a list within the board. So a list would be, it'd be a to-do list. In my case, I've done the days of the week. I also have, you can label the different things, which I'll talk about what these are called in a second. I have a list of labels over here that are color-coded. So underneath each list, you can make what's called a card, and a card is kind of a more specific thing that you do within the list. So for instance, for the month of May, these are kind of the things I want to work on. So I want to work on maybe putting some foil cards into my Etsy shop. So I have that under here. I have it color coded as this bright green color. And over here under the labels key, that's Etsy shop. So the reason I use the labels, the color-coded labels, you don't have to do this, it's just an option. But the reason I like to use them is because, say I only have a certain amount of time to do something and I want to see what's most important. Say I want to, just work on Etsy shop stuff. So everything that's in bright green are some options to work on for my Etsy shop. What's something I can do in 20 minutes that won't take long that will benefit my Etsy shop? So maybe create a charm that won't take me that long, and I can do that. So that's kind of why I do the labeling, but you can, again, there's so many different ways to organize your projects that, you can figure out what works best for you. So then the great thing about this is you can move the little cards around to where you want them. So for instance, I'm kind of trying to plan my week for next week. I haven't really done it yet, but say I want to work on foiled cards. I figure I have some time on Monday, so I can just move this right over underneath there and plan for that. Maybe I haven't got to my newsletter yet, so I'm going to stick that right under here for Monday. And then just kind of work through the week and kind of make plans. Say I don't get everything done Monday. Okay, I'll move foiled cards to Wednesday or Tuesday or Wednesday. You can just kind of move things around. And then this is how I set up how I take care of my house too. I have a monthly to-do list. So everything I want to get done for the month of May. And then each week I'll pull something from that month to work on. And then if I don't get it done, it goes back on the list. And then I try to do it for the next week and see what I can get done. If I don't get it done for that month, it moves to the next month. So that's the way I kind of organize my home. So I figured it would work pretty well for the craft room too. So pretty easy to kind of, I just love the being able to kind of move and shuffle everything around. That's kind of fun to do. And I'm trying to think of what else. So you can set your boards up as private, because this is, it's an online app. So, if you don't set it up as private, people can kind of see everything. But, you can set everything up private. You can invite people in to work with you. So you know, if you're setting this up for your home, you know, you have every family member come in and they can see what you have to do for May or June or whatever. So you can set it up that way. And again, it's one of those things where you kind of have to just go in and try it out. You can set reminders for yourself too, which is kind of fun. And you can, you know, set a little thing in your phone and it'll remind you that you've got something that you've got coming up to do on Monday. Don't forget. If you go into each of these cards, say, I want to add new pins to my Pinterest boards. You can go into edit. So this is the card, and you can do all kinds of things in here. You can make a checklist, which I really like to do. You can name your checklist, and then you add it, and then you add items to the checklist. So let's see, new pins to boards, maybe a checklist of which boards I want to work on, knitting, beading, you know, whatever you want to do. And then as you get things done, you can check it off and show that you checked it off. There's all kinds. I don't use half the stuff that's in here, but there's all kinds of stuff you can use to keep yourself super organized. So that's great. And you can put, you know, attachments, files, pictures, that kind of thing. So it's really fun to work with. And I never thought this would be something I would be interested in. But once you figure it out, it's actually kind of fun. I actually look forward to going in and kind of organizing everything. So I can show you really quick how to create a board. That's about as far as my tutorial can go because I don't, you know, I'm not an expert on this or anything. But let me show you how to make a board. So if you go to the main screen, which is the list of boards, I have one more board left I can make. So you just hit create a new board, and then you can title it. So I'm going to, let's see, I'll name it newsletter. I'll show you how I organize my newsletter. Okay, and then you want to add lists to this board, which is called newsletter. So what I would do for lists for my newsletter is add different sections of my newsletter. So I usually have an introduction, and then I'll have, let's see, maybe what I'm working on. Oops. And then, you know, just whatever applies, you know, new in the shop, and so on. And then for the cards underneath, I just list the things that I want to talk about. And again, this is great for when you're on the go because I kind of write my newsletter through the month, and I add things here and there. Oh, I want to talk about that in the newsletter. I want to talk about this. So I'll quick add it in here so I don't forget. And, you know, it's a lot easier than trying to find a pen and paper, which I never thought I'd say that because I love working with, you know, paper. But in this case, just, you know, you don't have a ton of time to do your crafting projects, it's nice to have something quick to keep yourself organized. So for introduction, say I want to talk about, you know, I got a new craft table, you know, and talk about that, how it's organized, you know, all the little points you want to talk about. So that's basically how you set it up in a nutshell. I'm trying to think of what other things here you can, there's all kinds of, I mean, you can look around and you can make all kinds of, you know, adjustments to it. Again, those labels it can be helpful too. But yeah, that's pretty much it with Trello. But I found it to be really helpful, and it's a great way to kind of stay organized with everything I want to kind of get done now that I'm doing more YouTube videos, and then I have my Etsy shop to take care of. So it just kind of keeps everything organized and gives me something to work on a little bit every day. So let me know if you have any questions on Trello. Again, you can kind of look on YouTube. There's a lot of people that organize it for their businesses and things like that. So, you know, you can give it a try. It's free. It's just kind of something fun to play around with and see if you like it. And another thing I kind of wanted to work on was labeling some of my junk journal supply drawers. I didn't think I needed to label them, but now I'm finding myself opening drawers trying to find things. And I'm usually somebody that has things out, which is how I do my scrapbooking and card making, where I can kind of see where everything is. With the vintage things and like the junk journaling ephemera and stuff, it's easier to have them sectioned off in little drawers because they can stay safe in there and they don't get lost. But I do need to, I think, start labeling because I can't keep track of what I have. So it took me a while to kind of try to wrangle all the ephemera and everything from my last journal because I was trying to figure out, and I forgot I had this, and I opened a drawer and I'm like, oh, that's where this is. So I think that's going to be a little project I'll do. So that'll be fun to show on my channel too. So I'll work on that at some point. But so that's what I'm working on this week, and I'm going to continue planning on Trello for my next week and for the month ahead. And I've got, like I said, my new journal is in my Etsy shop, and I'm going to be adding a couple. Since I have all my junk journaling, I've been working with the ephemera. I might put together some ephemera packs too, just some fun kind of themed ephemera packs to put in there as well. So I hope you have a good weekend, and I will see you in my next video.